All right, what's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. And you guys know it's been a little bit of time. I'm struggling with the content that I want to make, but I keep going back to the fact that I love doing these trade rumor and trade talk videos, and I hope that that's something you guys enjoy. And if you do, please let me know down below. And whatever else you guys want to see, leave it down below. But if you are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. We're getting into some crucial times here for the Maple Leafs, so this is when I really need to crank up the content because we got a lot of trade talk going on. There's a lot of different things that are going to be happening in the next little while. So before I get into why I'm making this video, I just want to say thank you guys for the support, and I will continue to post. Don't worry, I got some people asking me if I stopped posting, but an interesting tweet came out today. Now, usually I don't look at these accounts that aren't like guys that are on TV or anything like that, but this account has been right on multiple occasions. This account actually had John Tavares signing before the big name people had it. He also leaked the Frederik Andersen trade years ago, and he's saying Leafs are up to something with a Western Conference team the last 24 hours. Buzz coming from Canada. So what I'm getting at here is buzz coming from Canada and Leafs up to something, Western Conference team. It only makes sense that it could be the Calgary Flames. Now, again, I'm not saying that this is true, okay? Because I always take tweets like this, especially, again, from a source that isn't necessarily somebody that's on television or has inside sources. But it would make sense for the Leafs to be going after somebody from Calgary or going after a defenseman or trying to make a trade. But what kind of throws me off is the fact that Brad Treliving doesn't like making big in-season trades. He doesn't like making in-season trades in general. And we've seen him let go of big-name free agents before and not making moves during the season and holding on to his guys. So I don't know if he's actually up to something or if this is just what a lot of people are assuming, but I will add this. There's a couple tweets from a few days ago. Neil Anderthews, this account always posts Elliot Friedman radio hits. Elliot Friedman was saying on the Jeff Merrick show about Chris Tanev and the Leafs, saying, I said a while ago he's their target until he's not available, and I still believe that to be the case, and he might not be the only one. Now, specifically, I want to talk about Tanev because there's something that's going on here as well with Pierre LeBrun saying that the price right now for Tanev is a second-round pick plus another asset. The Leafs have no second-round picks for the next 3 years, so it's going to take a first-round pick if the Leafs want to get him out of Calgary. Now, look, the Leafs don't need to give a first-round pick for Chris Tanev. It's kind of ridiculous to just saying that's what it's going to take. The Leafs have prospects that are more valuable than a second-round pick, so while I don't know exactly what the price for Chris Tanev would be, saying that the Leafs have to pay a first for him is kind of ridiculous. If you have, talent or prospects that are better than that second round pick, you're not going to be forking out a second round pick. Now, we'll do a little bit of talking on Chris Tanev, but it is really interesting to see that the Maple Leafs could potentially be in on a guy like Tanev, considering it's been very clear that the Canucks are not done adding, and they do believe that they could acquire Chris Tanev as well. And if Tanev requests to go back to Vancouver, then it's going to be tough for the Leafs to outbid. Now, again, they are kind of depleted of assets a little bit here. They don't have the second round picks like they said, but they do have thirds. They do have first. They have late round picks and stuff like that. But I don't believe they want to just fork out a bunch of picks, and I honestly don't think they want to give up these firsts. So they're going to have to turn to some of their prospects. They do have some untouchable guys like a Cowan or a Matthew Nyes. I believe those guys are more than likely untouchable, but you could definitely see a guy like Nick Robertson or a Timothy Liljegren being involved in a deal like this, which I don't really agree with either name. But if you're going to get somebody that's going to improve your team and play top 4 minutes, you might have to fork out some players that you don't really want to. So the Leafs are going to have to get pretty creative as well, because Chris Tanev has a cap hit of $4.5 million. And if the Leafs want any of this retained for the last year of his deal, you're probably going to have to pay a little bit more. I know people like looking at the stats, but he's not much of a point guy anymore. I brought up the block shot leaders for this year so far for the NHL, and currently he is second. So he blocks a ton of shots. He's tied with Jacob Trouba currently, but he's done it in one less game. And he's almost got the same amount of hits as Nick Seeler. Block shots as Nick Seeler. And he's done it in, 3 or 4 fewer games. So he does do a lot of really good things. And I think a lot of people are looking at Tanev's age and thinking, okay, look, like, what's Chris Tanev going to do for the Leafs at 34 years old? I'm going to tell you. He's going to keep some of their defensemen off the ice. And I'm saying that in the most respectful way possible because the Maple Leafs have had a really, really poor showing on their blue line this season. It has not been good. They've been outclassed and outmatched in almost every asset when it comes to defense. And their forwards haven't been good coming back. Their blue line hasn't been good at all, in my opinion. They've got guys that can take on good minutes like Riley. You've got, of course, TJ Brody, but he's fallen off a little bit. McCabe has been really good. He's not getting enough credit. Benoit has been much better than I expected. Hell, even Lagesson has done some good things when he was in the lineup, and they've got some good guys that can play in and out of that blue line. But the problem is like, you wanted to see more from Liljegren. Well, if you want to see more of a shutdown pairing and shelter Liljegren, then you could go McCabe Tanev if you trade for him, and then just put Liljegren with Morgan Riley and give them more offensive zone starts, and then put Brody with Mark Giordano and just let them be that third sheltered minute guy and let them kill penalties and stuff like that. So there would be a lot of options, but a lot of people are saying that the deal could be more lucrative. It could be a bigger package, and I do want to make a video on that, so be on the lookout for that because people are involving Hanifin in this, but I want to do a little bit more research. I want to see how much it would take in a trade realistically, and I also want to see what it would take cap-wise for the Leafs to pull something like this off because this would be no small feat. Like, this is a lot of money coming in, right, if they were to do something like that. So there would have to be money going out. So this is not an easy deal, even for just Chris Tanev. And this isn't the only guy they're after. Like, I'll pull up that tweet again. Elliot Freeman saying he might not be the only one that they're after. And it was talked about many times. And, you and I, whoever's watching this, we've spoke about this many times, that the Maple Leafs and Brad Treliving said that they wanted to overhaul that blue line. They wanted to really make changes, but he didn't do it in the offseason. So he's going to do it now, or he's going to wait until the offseason. If the Leafs don't think that they're contending, they're going to wait until the offseason. But they have to do something if this team is going to go anywhere, because right now this team is not a contender. They're a pretender. And I hate to say that because they've played well in certain games recently. That All-Star break kind of, numbs a little bit of what was going on before. They won some games, but they looked really poor for a long time. So you've got a fresh start here after your All-Star break. You've got to keep yourself in the hunt. And do you do that by making a trade? A lot of people are saying that the Leafs might be doing something. There was another tweet. Again, it's not from a source that I think is very accurate, but they were saying that the Leafs were up to something. And if that's the case, we're going to keep talking about it, and I'll likely be back tomorrow with another video. So if you guys are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Thank you for stopping by, and let's see what the Leafs do. Leave your comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.